Hello, everybody. Thank you for participating to this particular webinar. My name is Igor Stolerov, and I am responsible for international development of brand protection service at Group IB. We have been asking by different brand owners, why do we need a brand protection service? What does it bring to my company from the money perspective? How to calculate whether it's worth to invest in this service or not? Today I'm going to show you the answers to these particular questions and mainly showing you three approaches how to measure the return on investment for brands. Before we move forward, I would like to mention who we are. Group IB is one of the global leaders in providing high fidelity threat intelligence and anti-fraud solutions. We have done more than 1,000 successful investigation cases worldwide. 150 of them were the most complex ones when cyber criminals got more than 5 years in a jail. We're official partners of Interpol and Europol. Our technologies has been recognized by Forrester, Gartner, Business Insider, and IDC. Since the last year, Group IB has two headquarters in Russia and Singapore. Group IB has been established in 2003, and mainly we were focusing at the time on computer forensic cases and investigation cases. Later on, we were asking ourselves, why do we come to the incident when it's already happened in a company? Why not to create technologies which will prevent and stop those illegal activities before they happen? And we started to invest our knowledge into providing the unique services and products. And we got one of them, which is called brand protection service. Cyber criminals are quite smart, and they use different tools and techniques to trick brand users online. They use SSL certificates with the green key. They use the similar domain name, which is really looks like the original one. They use logos and trademarks of the brands. They use names and brand colors as well. How fraudsters attract the traffic? They use usually the SEO, search engine optimization. They spam by emails and on different messengers. They pay for the contextual advertising, for banners, for social media and advert. They also promote on the social media. They're using fake brand accounts. Sometimes they use bots. Sometimes they pay for to opinion leaders to spread out and increase the awareness of their illegal resources. There are fraudsters. They use different tools for monetizations, and there are four methods of monetizing on the online sphere. So one of the methods is that they use thief of bank card billing data. They usually use phishing resources for this particular method, and money goes directly to the fraudster pocket. The second one is the payment from deceived users. For example, when you go online to the different marketplaces, you buy for a particular product, and at the end you get fake product, or you don't get the product itself at the end, and then you realize that you pay for nothing. Fraudsters use promotion on own third-party services. Then they use well-known brands to attract to their particular illegal websites the traffic. And also malware infection is the fourth method, which is quite also a strong one. When for example, you download the application on the App Store, and then you got this application, and this application starts stealing from your credentials, some data, contacts, telephone numbers, and at the end you lost this kind of unique, your own private information. They use different tools for monetization, such as phishing, mobile applications, fake promotions, fake social media accounts, and it leads actually to the big risk for big brands. Loss of revenue, loss of staff and clients, reputational damages, different leaks, and also distrust over the brand. That's why we decide to build brand protection service, which will help brands to recover their traffic to the official resource, increase their revenue, and prevent from future losses. Since when we eliminate and remove different infringements, we put this resource to our system, and it scans and monitors 24/7 in case there will be other infringements appealing to this particular resource. So we immediately will take it into account and start to work on that to remove them. So now I'm going to show you the approach which we call number zero, because we believe that this approach not really working. We have noticed that our competitors and other companies telling to brands and to public that if the revenue of the company is increased, that means that brand protection service is perfectly working and it's worth to invest in this service. However, we believe it's not really correct correlation between these two parameters, between revenue and investment to the brand protection service. The revenue of the companies can be influenced by different metrics such as seasonality. Could be a new trend for products, or there may be companies invested more in advertising campaigns. That's why the revenue of the company at the end increased, not because they invested in brand protection service. We had an experience with one of our clients. We conducted small experiment. They switched a brand protection service for 2 weeks on and then off for 2 weeks, and here are some results. Some changes are well seen, but what's the real reason for that? Let's back to the theory. So we believe it's impossible to measure the share of growth based on brand protection influence, but it is possible to measure the revenue of fraudsters based on our approaches, which I will show you later, because it is a straightforward correlation between these two parameters, between the revenue of the cyber criminals and what we actually can protect. We believe that what hackers manage to earn illegally using the brand, it could be earned by a regional brand holder. However, we should understand that it's not 100%, but it's still a significant percentage. Even though reputational damages can cause substantial losses to the company and its budget, we excluded its effect from our calculations, since it's not really possible to count the reputational damages for brands. For example, promotion of own illegal businesses by illegally using a popular brand can cause negative association for the loyal customers of the official brand, and the users can switch from another brand to another one. And in this moment, company losses profit, but there are no instruments to measure these kind of things. So please keep it in mind that we use only the factors which can be calculated and counted. For example, tricking users into paying for nothing or stealing credentials in online banking sphere, username or passwords, and all of these we can calculate, and I will present you later on the methods how we actually calculated before, what changes we were made in our calculations, and I will show you the last one approach, how we calculate the return on investment for companies. So the first one approach, how we actually did it. On the screen you can see that we calculated the hackers audience. We were using the amount of violations. We have done a lot of different threat analysis reports where we show the violations. We plug it into our system, the brand itself, and we were scanning and finding different illegal websites and different infringements towards particular brands. There were like some illegal websites, fake mobile applications, social media accounts, and then we were multiplying this number by the average number of unique visitors per day for this particular resource. Already we can see that it is the average number of unique visitors, so we don't actually have the correct and accurate number for this particular measure when we multiply these two numbers. So it's not already will be, accurate number and correct number when we calculate and multiply these two numbers. So that's why this method was not really, the best one, because there is no accurate information about the resource audience, and it is possible. Also, the point is that when we were putting in our system the brands, we were scanning for several days on finding illegal websites. Sometimes we could find some illegal websites for the brand, but fraudsters can create it on the other days in a year, for example, not at the time when we were scanning. So, but doesn't mean when if we didn't find anything, doesn't mean that there is no need to invest in brand protection. No, it's not correct, because the resource can be found on the day after we finished the scanning process. So it is possible to calculate the potential damage of the attack conducted by fraudster only if their attack is already in action. But if it's not in action, so the potential damage is zero. Not really. Potential damage still can exist for this particular brand. We took into account these points, these things, and that's why we decided to find a new way to measure the return on investment. And now we use another approach, which actually focusing more on the brand popularity itself, on the size of the audience interested in this particular brand. We believe it's more accurate when we calculate the return on investment for different companies. Also important to notice that we use different conversions and the average loss check. Once again, on the slide with the very high level aims of fraudsters, first they have to create the resource, but it will start to cause problems to the official brand only from the moment when users will see it. So on the right side of this slide, you can see how cyber criminals deliver their legal resources to the audience of the official brand. In other words, which instruments do they use to attract traffic? And this is the most valuable information which is covered on the right side of the screen. How big is the audience? What will face illegal resources by which fraudsters created? So the difference is that we calculated here on our approach, and we are calculating the potential audience stolen by fraudsters. They use different techniques to attract the traffic, and as you can see, it's not all the time 100% will be of users will be going to the potential audience stolen by fraudsters. For example, for contextual advertising, it will be only 14% of search queries. It's not 100%. For targeted emails, it will be only 20%, because when they send the emails only by statistics, official statistics, only 20% of people, of users opening those emails. So it's not 100%. And we take this number into account. So we affiliate with only facts and the official data. For example, for fake social media accounts, and for illegal mobile apps, we take a number of downloads and number of subscribers, because it's really direct number who can be potential audience stolen by fraudsters. And then we multiply this number also by estimate share of trusting visitors and users. We take this data from the we look at the popularity of the brand itself, and then we multiply these two numbers, and then we get the results. Fraudsters' revenue who infringe on a brand could be a revenue, but will never be. We cannot say that every user who spent time on a legal website would be direct audience of the fraudsters. But some share of every user who spent their time can be there for sure. It becomes a brand lost profit or the net loss. Negative feedback towards brand will destroy the loyalty, damage reputation, and at the end it can lead to losses in capitalization. We calculated average losses for several companies in different industries that have been a target for the attack during 1 year, and here you can see the results. It was for calculated for retail, for industry, and for banking. If you are interested to calculate return on investment by you using our approach, you are welcome to do it. Please inform us that you are interested in that, and we can calculate the return on investment for your particular brand, and with different adjustments according to your industry. Because as you can see on the screen in more details, there are some examples of our calculations. 1 week of an active attack can cause different losses depending on channel choosing by cyber criminal, which is called here is method, promotion method. In each industry, the components of the equation are different. For example, average price from transaction, average purchase price depend on the industry. In this industry, in retail, it's $30. In manufacturing, it's $760. In financial sector, it's $1,000. So in each industry, the numbers are quite significant and different, and the percentages itself, what we use. So when you provide your company, we understand what kind of brand you have and to which industry you are related to, and then we plug it in our calculations with a proper conversions, and then we can calculate the ROI for your particular brand. We help businesses to fight against illegal usage of brands and prevent losses with our Group IB brand protection solution. Group IB itself has more than 16 years of experience in investigating cyber criminals, cutting-edge technology designed to monitor and analyze the activities of cyber criminals all around the globe. All these advantages allows us to handle 85 of threats on a pre-trial measures. We effectively block the infrastructure used by cyber criminals who cause the most damage because of our own threat intelligence service. We have well-established relationships with major platforms which are welcome to help us fighting against counterfeit online. We have the strongest communication and power in Russian domain zone, blocking phishing and removing infringements. Also, we're a member of international associations such as First Trust Introducer, Impact, IACC, which gives us ability to protect brands effectively and fast on the global level. Thank you guys for participating to this particular webinar and hearing our approaches of how we calculating the return on investment. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. And if you would like to calculate the return on investment for your particular brand, please let me know and we will do it for you. Thank you.